107.
You're with Anne Warren and The Good Life, and Hazelhurst have an amazing new exhibition. It's called Dream Machines and it's opening this weekend, the 22nd of July. And with me today are two of the artists, James Dodd and Tricky Walsh. Thanks for joining me, guys.
Pleasure. Thanks for having us, Anne.
Now, I think I mentioned just a moment ago, I could not believe my eyes when I read the press release. I think it was the inclusions of 8 robots that sort of took me by surprise. So, look, there's a lot of skills that are going into this exhibition, including science and engineering, but it's the incredible creative brain that must be behind it. Why don't you start with telling me about your particular work, James? And your preferred medium is painting, but I just can't get my head around a bicycle and a drill.
Sure. I use painting to describe what I do in the first instance because it's a bit simpler, really.
Yes.
But I have a strong interest in mechanics. I grew up riding bikes all the time and I've worked in bike shops forever, and that has sort of grown into making simple machines that might be art just as a machine, but also might be machines with which to make art, which is what I've got in this particular show. It's this machine which is assembled from a bunch of cordless drills and has a bicycle on one end. It's got some rollerblades and some skateboard wheels all hidden in there, and you drive it via remote control like you have for a little aeroplane, and sort of put these canvases on the table and then pour some paint on and drive it all around and make these really cool paintings.
How amazing is that? And it's called a paint mill, is that correct?
Painting mill. And
painting mill.
The reason I use that term is that a mill is basically anything that rotates. So if we think about an Eolde mill on a river, was for flour, or a sawmill, stuff that rotates. And I'm also into machine tools. So we have a particular tool which is called a mill, which is it's a rotating head for changing the shape of any given material.
So there's going to be an active part of this exhibition?
Yes, in my work I drive the machine. It's a bit like a performance, I guess, and that my machine, I prefer to describe it as a mutant power tool. So it's not like a robot or a machine that has a set of numeric inputs that decides what it does. It's a bit more like an extended weird power tool that you use to make stuff with. Yeah,
there's no artificial intelligence here.
No.
It's not going to take control.
No, it's not.
You're the one that's in control. Look, really ingenious, but tricky. It's your creation that is also, an amazing creation. The press release, I just couldn't grasp the concept. Could you explain your installation?
So I work with a lot of different mediums, but one of the things that I do work with quite often is radio, actually. So I run an experimental little pirate radio station in Hobart.
Okay.
And one of the things that I'm kind of irritated by, actually, is that while the government are reducing the airspace for radio, especially as it pertains to sort of amateur radio, so we're losing real estate, basically. So my theory is that they're about to sort of start experimenting in the next range of the electromagnetic spectrum, which is the terahertz range. So I thought I'd beat them to it and make a transceiver that uses that part of the spectrum to communicate with. So it's basically just a radio transmitter and receiver.
So is yours a robot?
No. Mine doesn't even work. It's all theoretical. But but it's activated in the imagination, hopefully. So.
You certainly have an imagination, Tricky. Now, look, the exhibition is called Dream Machines. These are only 2 of the amazing installations that you will see. It starts this Saturday, the 22nd of July, and runs until the 17th of September. Look out for some social media on this particular exhibition. Now, I know you're both busy installing this exhibition, so thanks again for making time.
It's a pleasure.
You're more than welcome.